Yo, what's good, people? Welcome to another video. In this one, I want to share with you guys 5 lessons about wealth and making money that I've learned from hanging out with some super rich people. Bit of context. So I've been in online business for about 2 years, just over 2 years now. And let's go back to just before I turned 20. I was very, very fortunate enough to get the chance to get flown out to New York City where I could visit the Gobb.com headquarters. And if you've ever seen my videos, seen this box back here, that's where it's from. And basically at this event, there's going to be a bunch of other people who are making money online with the WOP platform. And they're all going to be at the headquarters. So basically, long story short, there's going to be some rich people at this event. Right, and there was, and I met with them, we shook hands, we exchanged Instagrams. I had literally like the time of my life, I'm not even joking. It was probably one of the best days of my life, no cap. And at this event, dude, when I mean there was rich people, I met this one guy who was 23 who already made a 6-figure month, meaning he's already made, like, generated at least $600,000 within the space of a month. I mean, these other two dudes who were super cool. More about them later on in the video. Super cool dudes. One of them was 15. The other one was 17. They were brothers, actually. And they were already making 5 figures a month. And I didn't know the guy at the time. I now know him now because I realize he's like super famous, especially within the online business space. But this one guy, at the time, he was really young as well. And right now, he's making like 7 figures a month with his software business. Now, why I bring all of this up? So as soon as I came back home from that, I realized, damn, I really need to develop myself financially. I need to develop myself in terms of business. I need to develop myself in terms of sales. I need to learn so much more. I need to learn and change how I think, because I realized that the way I thought back then is not going to get me to the financial goals I want to hit. So I had to learn a bunch, and then basically over the course of the last 2 years, I've just been learning. I've been talking with some rich people. I've been getting myself into spaces where there's rich people, and I just want to now make this YouTube video to share with you guys some of those lessons that I've learned along the way. So let's kick this off with a banger. I should leave this to the end of the video just because this is my favorite one, and this was just such a banger. But I'll be nice, give it to you guys first. First lesson about wealth and making money is family first, or at least your community or something bigger than you. Now let me explain. So a few months ago, I was having a conversation with a Jewish person. This Jewish guy, he was an American Jew. And I know, like Instagram Reels, politics, whatever. I'm not going to get into that in this video. This video is about money, how to make more money. But this guy, this was actually one of the most eye-opening and life-changing conversations I've ever had. I'm not even joking. I could write a whole book on this conversation we had and just the knowledge I got from it. But to explain to you guys the significance of this and why I bring up his ethnicity is because, guys, if you want to, let's say if you want to fish, if you want to catch some fish, are you going to talk to the fisherman or are you going to talk to the fish? Obviously, you're going to talk to the fisherman. Why bring this up? If you want to get to know more about wealth, are you going to talk to where the wealth is, or are you going to talk to the civilians? No, you're going to talk to the wealth. And if there's any kind of person that I know who knows how to make a dime, who can put together a dime or even a shekel, it's got to be the Jews, right? So, and by the way, guys, I say this to compliment them, and it is a compliment that these guys are so damn wealthy. So before you guys shoot me in my DMs and in the comments, this is a compliment. Now, I asked him, I straight up asked the guy, right? So why are they so wealthy? Why is it that every time you see a successful company in the US, more often than not, it's owned by some sort of Jewish person, despite them making a fraction of the population. So why is this just certain group of people so just wealthy and successful? And what he told me, this changed my life, is because they stick together. The Jews stick together. He said that he could, if he didn't have a job or something, if he had no placement, he could go to his synagogue and he could ask them for a job, and he would instantly get one by literally, it's Saturday right now, it's the weekend, by Monday he could get working for them. They have this kind of sense of community that normal people don't have, but they stick together. And he also brought this amazing point up, this phenomenal point, where I need to get my terminology right here. The average household income per race in the US, Jews aren't actually, or Ashkenazi Jews aren't actually number one. It's American Indians, American Chinese, and I think American Persians, so like people from Iran, that per household, they have the average highest earning incomes. And what they all have in common is they stick together. He said that when you have like people darting off in the family, going to like different cities, going on like travels, or like going to different countries, you disperse the wealth. But when you keep it all together, it just multiplies. And this is something that all of those races that I mentioned, the American Indians, American Chinese, obviously, they get the highly specialized tech jobs as well, but they all stick together. And this is one thing I learned. This is the first thing I learned, is that, you need to stick together, like whether it's with your family or with your community. Being a lone wolf, although like the media might portray it as like cool and all, being a lone wolf, you're not going to make it as far if you stick together with whoever you have. So yeah, that's the first thing. You got to stick together with your community or with your family. That's the first thing. Now, second lesson on making a buck is you got to prioritize time efficiency. Well, maybe this is the second priority. First is family. This is now, the second one is time. And where this came from was that I guess you could say business partner, not fully my business partner, but a really great friend of mine. Who knows how to make a dime online and can help other people make a dime as well. And I honestly, this guy, I can't repay him enough, like how much he's helped me and just been like such a great, he's helped me make so much money. He's just such a cool guy. And basically, I was talking to him one time about time management, because this is a skill that the billionaires, they've mastered, but I'm still working on it. And I was talking to him about time management one time, and I really suck at time management. I was talking to him through my day. I'm like, I do work at this certain hour, and I get to the evening, and I got to cook. And he was like, okay, so how long does that take you? And I'm like, it takes me a while. I don't remember the exact number I said, but it takes me a while. And he was like, bro, just order food. And I was like, nah, what do you mean? That's like so unhealthy and stuff. That's how my identity was back then. But I now realize that that's not necessarily how entrepreneurs or rich people think. Like, yes, they do. They're not like super unhealthy or whatever, but what is number one, like more so over health sometimes, is their time. It's their time that comes over a lot of things. And once you get really high level, and like you see people with like Google calendars that are like where there's blocks like every 30 minutes of like a super high leverage task. Like this is how billionaires and CEOs operate. And like what they do with their time, it's like, I don't know what the instrument is called, but it's like that with the beads and like the steel rods. I'll get a photo up on the screen, but they're like that with their time. And I realized that, yeah, you know what? I can see why rich people get cleaners, rich people get drivers, gardeners, they get Ubers everywhere. Then you have time to park. They get chefs. Not necessarily because they're bad at the skill, they can't do it themselves, but because they value the time over these menial things. So that's the second thing I learned, is you need to prioritize your time. So third lesson is that rich people, they don't use crutches. Now I don't mean like they break their leg and they're gonna just like hop out. No, they don't mean crutches in the metaphorical sense. And I'll tell you a story about this. So this is back when I was in New York, and I was talking to these two guys, and they were brothers, and they were 15 and 17, and they were such cool guys. I still talk to them every now and then today. They're awesome. Really, really smart, entrepreneurial-minded guys. And this is back then with my poor civilian mindset. When I was talking with them, and we were just talking about business and stuff and sales, every now and then I'll just bring up like, damn bro, you're 15. You're literally 15 years old. Like, fair play, bro. And he was, but every time, and that's broke mindset, by the way, from me. Every time he would just be like, nah, dude, age doesn't matter. It's nothing. It's just age. It's just a number or something. He'd say something like that. And then I'll be like, yeah, whatever, yeah. But now that I look at it, it's like rich people, they don't, it's not even on their mind, like these kind of crutches. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And I don't know how to explain this without sounding like just incredibly generic advice, but they don't use excuses. And it's not even that they don't use excuses. It's not even on their mind. They have no limiting beliefs about them. All of their beliefs of like, doesn't like, dude, that guy could have so easily been like, dude, I'm 15. I don't need to be doing like software and business. I could just be going to like, well, he's from Poland. I don't know what's in Poland. I could be just drinking vodka and like, I don't know what else they do in Poland. I could just be drinking vodka. But no, he didn't even like register like that. He was 15 years old in his mind. He was just focused on business. He didn't use that crutch. They don't use excuses. And yeah, I know that sounds super generic, super cliche, but it's true. I'll give you another example of this. Okay, this is just a random example, but as soon as I came back from New York, I felt like the man, right? I'm like, dude, I'm 19 years old. I have like hundreds of thousands. At this point, I had just under 1 million followers combined in total online. I've got a YouTube channel with like 50k subscribers. I'm 19 years old. I'm not even 20 yet. I can just chill. I could have been like that, but a rich person, that wouldn't even be on their mind. That wouldn't even be in their mind that they're, or like an entrepreneur. It wouldn't even be on their mind that like, oh damn, I'm this many years old. Oh damn, I have this time constraint. No. These CEOs and billionaires and rich people, all of their beliefs are exactly streamlined with the reality that they want to get to. So that's number one. They lesson number 3, sorry. They don't use these crutches. They don't. Now, lesson number 4 is that with these rich people, price, it's just not on their mind. Now, I originally had this as money, but that's too vague. Price isn't on their mind. Rich people don't consider too much about the price. They consider more so on the outcome that you're going to get from it. And that's with anything. Now, I just came back from being in Vietnam and Thailand for like 2.5 months. And while I was there, I was visiting some of my like family friends, some like old family friends. And this one very, very lovely woman is like one of my mum's old family friends. And I was chilling with her family for quite a while. I was staying with her family. And she literally lives in a mansion. Like, I kid you not, a whole ass mansion. And it's situated in like literally like the Beverly Hills equivalent of like Vietnam. Like, it's a whole ass mansion. And I keep on seeing like people talk about this, like these row of houses on my feed, on my Instagram. And like these houses go for millions, right? Basically what I'm trying to say is she's stacked, right? At least her and her family, they're stacked. And we went out for some dinner with them and it was awesome. And at one point, I wanted to like pay for my stuff, just out of a gesture of like being nice. But like, I didn't even get like a chance to pay. They just paid for it like instantly. I didn't even know when they paid. I was just like, oh damn, I could have paid for myself. But I don't think they even looked at the tab. They didn't. They just paid it just straight up. Or even before we got into the place, they didn't even be like, oh wait, this place is kind of expensive, or any broke mindset, stuff like that. No. Why I'm saying all of this story rubbish is because they, or at least she knew that the outcome of it was that we're all going to be like, get some good food, we're going to be filled up, we're going to be around the conversation, having a good time. Doesn't matter how much we pay, really, because they prioritize the outcome over the price. They understand that, like, this value is going to be more than this, so they don't care about paying. It's fine, it's no problem at all. And this is another thing that, well, nothing I saw in real life, but I heard on a YouTube video of this guy I really like. This YouTuber I really like. Oh, that sounded so zesty. Don't clip that, but he would say that, how do I put it into words? The harder you have letting go of money, the harder it will find you, you know? So yeah, that's one thing, is that price isn't on their mind. It's the value that's going to come from it. That's like how rich people think. And now the last lesson. Damn, this is been a while since I've recorded a video this long. It's like tough. Last lesson about wealth I can give you guys. Actually, this is a banger. This is a good one to end it. Is that good luck getting there on your own. Good luck making it by yourself. It's not impossible, but good luck. Good luck getting rich by yourself. Look, you can like read a bunch of books. You can watch YouTube videos. And that might take you some time. But whatever it is you do, if you just add in someone who's got there before you, who knows what they're talking about already, you'll get there exponentially quicker. You'll get there geometrically faster than compared to the time span if you were to just go at it solo. Like, every single person that I know that has success. Wait, let me actually think about this. Yeah, every single person that I know that has had success has at some point reached out. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like you have to pay like thousands and thousands for like a mentor, which is an option. I know a bunch of rich people that have done that. Actually, to be honest, that's probably the most efficient way if you think about it. But just by getting yourself into like Discord groups, school groups, Reddit, I don't even know. DMing people on Instagram, that's a big one. Oh my gosh, dude. What if I told you guys that by just DMing some people on Instagram, I now have conversations with like people that have literally like met up with the Tates and like have dinner with the Tates just by sending a couple of DMs. Point I'm trying to make, guys, is like, dude, you gotta reach out. You're gonna get there so much quicker. A guy from New York that I met, I don't know if he probably didn't create this, but he was the first person I heard say this, is that your net worth is your network. Or was it that your network, or wait. Oh yeah, right. Your net worth is your network, or your network is your net worth. Dude, that just came off like so unsmooth, but you guys get what I mean. And why I know, like, dude, I don't know a single rich person that hasn't got there alone. I just don't. One of my good friends in person, I know this guy. He's made like over 6 figures like with e-commerce, with like branded dropshipping, and he hates those like gurus, like those e-commerce gurus. It really pisses him off, but he still like I don't know about swears by, but he still like swears by getting yourself into Discord groups, getting to know more, like by talking to people that have actually done it. You know, there's a common saying like you're the sum of like the 5 people that you hang out with, and dude, that couldn't be more than true. You know, if you want to like you know, if you want to catch fish, you got to surround yourself with fishermen. If you want to catch wealth, you got to surround yourself with the wealth and the wealth catchers, whoever they may be. And oh yeah, one last thing to leave you guys on. If you're like kind of new to this and you don't know like who you can help, or you don't know like who can help you, dude, just please just get yourself out there. Because here's the thing, I was part of this community where like there was a little bit of motion in it, and I just put in the community like, yo, does anyone want to do some like mock sales calls? Does anyone want to like practice some mock sales calls? I can send you the Calendly link and we can chop it up. Because I was trying to work on my like sales calls skills, you know. And then this one guy replied to it. I was like, yeah, send me the link. Let's hop on. That one little call that was supposed to be just us practicing some sales calls skills together ended up being like a 2.5 hour long deep ass conversation about just like everything to do with my business. And he's now like, he's helped me with so much stuff and made me so much more money, all because I was just in that community and I got myself out there and I just reached out like, hey, does anyone want to do this? You know, I could make I really could make a whole YouTube video about networking. I'm not the greatest networker in the world, but I have got myself into some really awesome situations. Like, yeah. But anyways, I think that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what kind of things you want to see. If you're a music coach and you're trying to grow online and get your name more out there to get more clients, click that first link in the description and follow me on Instagram for more information about how I can help you with that. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.